encountered aliens in the woods while playing hide and seek with family. A reporting from the National UFO Reporting Center, occurred 2001, reported 2023. Duration 10 minutes. Number of observers 5. Location Meadville, Pennsylvania, USA. Location details in the forest. Shape of the UFO, an orb. Characteristics of the experience: lights on object, aura or haze around the object, emitted beams, landed, animals reacted. Almost 2 decades ago, my cousins and I experienced something we still cannot rationally explain today. With recent talks of UFO sightings in the news, I now feel like it's my responsibility to share my story, and I wish to remain anonymous. Around 11 PM on a summer night in July, when I was around 10 to 12 years old, I was playing hide and seek in my grandmother's field. There were 5 of us playing near the forest line that stretched the entire 10 acres of field. The forest was surrounded by a small quiet community, a population of approximately 50 people. While standing near the shared property line of our neighbours, my cousins and I watched as the pitch black forest lit up as if it was daytime. A beautiful blue light bright enough to fill a football stadium emerged. It looked like the sun had landed in the woods. What we first noticed when the light appeared was how it did not dim slowly into the darkness. It abruptly stopped at each side of the property, as if there was a physical wall of darkness. The craft was controlling the particles of light. Growing up on my grandma's land, we all knew those woods like the back of our hands. We didn't need a flashlight to get anywhere, and we knew everyone who lived in the area. So, being curious and unafraid, I decided to go talk to whoever it was, and I wanted to check out their cool light. My assumption was that I would run into some people riding ATVs at night. But as I ran closer to the object, I quickly realised it was not what I had thought. I stopped about 35 yards away from the orb of light. It was too hard to look at, almost like trying to stare at the sun itself. The blue orb was a little larger than a Volkswagen Beetle car, and I saw 2 entities that were running around grabbing objects off of the ground. I saw one of them grab a box sitting next to a tree, then dive into the orb via a door that lifted vertically and not horizontally. The second being was about to hop into the same door when it stopped. It stood there for a few moments and looked at me. The other entity hopped back out of the orb and began to stare at me as well. Couldn't make out details of what they looked like because the craft was too bright. I could see the silhouettes. They had abnormally large heads, and I could tell they were not wearing clothes or shoes. My belief is that they were taking samples from nature because they were trying to collect stuff off the ground when they realised I was approaching. They landed the craft in a part of the woods that resides beside a swamp. At this moment, I could hear my cousins screaming my name from the field. They were begging me to run. My self-preservation kicked in. I knew they weren't human, and right now I was in danger of being abducted. So I ran as fast as I could out of the woods, past my family, and straight towards the house to tell the adults to look inside. We made it halfway through the field when the woods went black again.